Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Dre all day. This is the hyperdash dasher series. If you haven't checked it out yet, this is where I interview different dashers about the game. This dope ass game brought to us by Triangle Factory. Sorry, I'm all flustered. I just called the match and it was amazing. It was so close, but that's not what's important right now. Right now, what's important is my guest today. He's your friend. He's my friend. He's everybody's friend. It's StyleDev. What's up, StyleDev?
What's up, Dre?
How you feeling today? Feeling good?
I'm doing well, man. Got a good amount of sleep last night. Didn't hurt that I wasn't in that crazy practice scrimmage against TBD last night.
It was close.
Sound. It was close. We pulled it out on orange, and they definitely took us on gray. And it was a nail biter for sure. So the match next Saturday is going to be super intense. Everything's going to be on the line, the crowns and everything. So until we can get further along in this league.
I could tell you're a little nervous just by the way you're talking about it right now. You don't want to give up the crown, man. You just got it.
I didn't even know we were getting crowns, you know. It's kind of one of those things, like you don't want to lose it right away. But no, we're excited, man.
StyleDev, you got to talk like this. You got to say, I was expecting a crown. Of course we have it.
I'm not saying I wasn't expecting to win. I'm saying I didn't expect the crown. The actual physical emoji, you know, it's carries more weight than I thought it would.
Because it's like a target, huh?
Yeah, and then as soon as we got that crown, TBD started just lining up match after match after match, and they're just like, we're going to climb that mountain, knock you off of it. So we'll see what happens come Saturday, and I think we're going to be pretty evenly matched, And if, playing my UNSC captain's card, we're going to win it.
You're going to win it, but it's going to be a nail biter is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, those guys, last night, obviously, I was commentating with you on it.
Yeah.
They are coordinated.
These
guys are like a
steady.
SWAT team.
And then they have the Rich Dope family,
Yeah, Rich Dope family with their butlers and everything, wiping the sweat from their brows and a squirt of the water bottle.
Yeah,
I was picking up some slack for that on Discord until everyone started backing me up with it, posting some mansion pictures.
They're like, "Yo, I've been to their house. This is their front lawn." And they're like, "Yo, this is their lobby."
Yeah, I think moderation was saying, whenever the quest that they have dies, they just toss it out and unwrap a new one, and then get back in the game. No, but those guys, they've been gaming for 10 years. Plus, and they got a couple other people outside of the RDF family called I think Makers, and you've got Eskimo Bear, which we're still waiting for the day Eskimo Bro shows up, gives him a run for his money.
His evil brother, huh? He's like, no,
man.
Only one Eskimo could exist.
Yeah,
Bro or Bear.
Maybe Eskimo Bro's snapped by mother, but
So but it was a close match. I liked how meticulous TBD was, like at chipping away at UNSC's defenses little by little. Man, it was crazy.
Little by little, yeah. But we adapted, came back on orange, held them off at that payload. That's tough to do, man. Payload is getting those early stops is tough to do. So
especially
we'll be.
Especially now that we know that you could put 3 people on the boat and move it faster.
Yeah, and I know I heard Lateralist, saying he wasn't sure about my idea about, if you have 3 blue on it and 1 red, it slows down to 2 out of 3 power or speed. But I think that's got to be crucial, right? Same mechanics. If it takes 3 to go faster, counterbalance it with a red, should bring it down.
But I think I don't know. I think that it helps tremendously when you're playing up against a really good team. Like if you're the only guy, it makes the game last longer.
My only thing though is that you get to spawn right there. So if you're right near the endpoint with the payload, you're coming out that gate so quickly, and you're back on that payload pretty fast. Whereas everyone else, they got to start back halfway down the map.
That's true,
right? So they got to trickle in and everything. So I think it'd be an interesting game mechanic to be added in for sure.
And when did you say your next matches? You said next Saturday, right?
Next Saturday, I believe 5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m. Okay, I think
8 Eastern.
I think the devs also moved their match that they were gonna have today. They're gonna move it out. I don't know to when, but hopefully I can capture that and bring it to you guys.
Man, these devs, man, they're elusive.
Hey, they're hard to capture, huh?
Yeah, they need to get it on the books. I haven't seen anything on the calendar yet, so.
Hey, I mean, but they could literally do whatever they want. They could be like, "Oops, the server ended and it's new password. We didn't know."
Yeah, I think we were talking last night. You know, if the tides were turning, they'd initiate those bots to come in, back them up. You know, Iron Man 2 style.
Yeah. I'm telling you, no, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm waiting to see Rocket Packs. I want to see them play against somebody in Rocket Packs all of a sudden happen.
All right, I'm glad you brought up Rocket Packs because that brings it back to how I got into gaming.
All right.
Back when I was a young kid, young teenager, I was playing like Red Alert, Command and Conquer, and stuff like that, and it was fun. You know, I had a couple buddies I did that with, and it just gaming was, on the PC was okay until I got Star Siege Tribes, and I don't know if anyone remembers Tribes game, but that was jetpacks. Basically, it's hyperdash with jetpacks instead of dashes.
Okay.
And I remember my first time in there. I had a laser sniper rifle. I come up, I was running up this hill. This guy comes up over the hill. I shot him, got a headshot, and his head popped off.
Oh,
which
shit.
I thought it was head. It turns out, wasn't, mechanics and physics weren't that great back then, but it was his backpack. His jetpack flew off, and I thought I knocked his head off. And from that day, I was like, I'm a gamer for sure. And so I've been kind of trying to chase that high ever since, Star Siege Tribes kind of went away, and I haven't found it again until I found Hyperdash. So these guys Triangle Factory is doing a great job with this game. It's fantastic. But I think, jetpacks, wall running, boomerangs. What was Latterless saying about that? I have no idea what that would be.
Yeah.
I think that's a little crazy. I'm definitely down for a couple more power-ups on some of the maps. And I think Team Deathmatch would be interesting with unlimited dashing. I think that would be something to watch.
You think there would be cheat codes? No, because in multiplayer, it would just create a whole environment for that. No, I don't think. Never mind. But
no, I don't think there's cheat codes. But there's, I think when you get your own server, there should be some settings that you should be able to set. Maybe.
Oh,
and that's what made Tribes awesome. Is that, and I was telling the devs this too because I threw that out to them. Is that you used to be able to host your own server, but then anyone could create a map.
Okay.
And you would join the server, and when you join the server, you download the map.
Oh.
And it was pretty quick. I mean, this is back up on, back in dial-up days. And it just kept everything fresh. I love the maps that we have today. Obviously, you don't like yellow. No. A lot of people don't gray.
I'm starting to convert.
Issues.
I'm starting to convert people over to yellow, away from yellow. I mean, it's starting
you convert. Let's be honest. That's not people. That's a person.
I got a couple people. I won't mention any names, but I got a couple people that are.
You know what? You would like yellow with all them rails.
I don't live those days anymore, man.
Yeah, so Hyperdash is just it captured my heart the first day I played it. I got in, I think, right as Alpha 4 started.
How did you find it?
I either YouTube or Reddit.
Reddit, okay. A lot of people found on Reddit.
Yeah, I'm clicking here, clicking there, and I think. To be honest, I found it. I joined the Discord channel, and then I didn't do anything with it because I was super busy. And then finally, I was like, you know what? I'm going to play this Hyperdash game. And I joined in the first, before I even joined, I was typing to people in Discord, like, what do you guys think about this game? Is this something that I should get into? And El Chapo was like, oh yeah, StyleDev, like, let's go play. I'm getting on right now. We can Maverick. And I think he typoed. I'm like, I don't even know what a Maverick is. Like, I'm so new to this game. Turns out Maverick's a person.
Yeah.
Also, and we got in there. I played 3 games with them, and then I skilled up pretty quickly on it. And I walked over to El Chapo, and I'm like, all right, I want to join HH.
Oh shit. Okay. And then that was my next question: is how'd you get into the clan? But yeah, that's pretty dope. I saw the same thing. I saw the game on an article I read, and they sent me to the Discord. And what were you playing on the Quest or on Rift or PC?
I'm on Quest. This is my first VR headset, and I love it, man. I can't even understand how some people like Titan and moderation play with a cable. Makes
Well,
no sense to me.
I mean, if that's what you got, that's what you got. But I love about the Quest is it's self-contained because I can afford the PC, you know, so it's perfect. I love it.
And I'm all in with virtual desktop and Shadow Tech PCs to run Half-Life Alyx. Quest is where it's at, and that's, I think, also Facebook has realized that, and they were going to drop a new Quest this year.
Yeah.
COVID put a stop to that, which is insane because they literally had just released it last year.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true because I bought it last year too. Yeah, but when I got to this game, because I bought a couple, but I was also trying out whatever games I could find for free or online, and I tried this game out, and immediately I got into it. It was like it got me addicted because of the fast pace, the dashing, the rails, grinding the rails, being able to look around and shoot people, and it was intense. And when I got in during Alpha 1, I think it was, SMG had 32 bullets and it wasn't nerfed, so I was just able to just rain bullets.
I always hear about the 32 bullets, but how long was the reload time?
It was fast.
Was it short?
I think all of them had the same time because it was pretty fast.
Yeah. I might be just as you with all the changes to the SMG, especially with yellow not having an SMG. I think I can see where you're coming from.
If it had an SMG, I might give it another chance, but it doesn't, so I could easily say I don't like it. It's the PP map.
So if they were, obviously team deathmatch came down, teal. And what would you like to see? Did you ever play? I think it was called Control Point.
Yeah, that was the map.
I've seen the video. That map looks amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was like an arena, like circle shape, and both sides were pretty much identical. But it was pretty wide open, and that's where I would get a lot of kills because I could shoot from a distance. And with the SMG, I would just rain bullets from a distance, just left and right, and it was awesome. And then they nerfed.
I'm gonna throw this out. Oh, then they nerfed it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out. What would you think about rails that went upside down? Like if they're along the ceiling, so you dash up and you flip down and you're flying through upside down.
If it's done right, then it's possible because I know there's that ninja game where you could flip upside down, and that's pretty disorienting if you're not used to it. But once you get used to it, you could do it pretty easily.
Yeah, there'd be some interesting stuff that they can do with the rails.
Upside down rails. I like that for maybe
upside down corkscrews. Just really get everyone thrown up.
Or yeah, I wonder how that would look in the mask, in the headset. I mean,
right? At least it doesn't cover your full face.
So you got right on the game right away, and then as soon as you got on the game, you straight went to El Chapo, and then right away you were you were addicted, and then you're in a clan
same day.
Almost immediately.
Yeah. And I never looked back. I dove deep into that pool of camaraderie. And when Dashley came out, I'm like, let's get a team together and let's get going.
But what's cool about Dashley is I never really wanted to be like online with these games because I don't have the time to dedicate. And once people get to a certain level, it's impossible to play online. You're gonna get whooped every time. But with this one and the community involved, it's really cool. And people understand and appreciate everybody's skill level, and you get a lot of friendships from this.
There's definitely a lot more to it. This community is probably one of the most solid gaming communities I've ever seen, and the fact that no matter which Discord channel I'm in, whether it's General Hyperdash, Dash League, and the Clan, and another one that I'm not going to blow the cover on like Jax did. Everyone's there is just super awesome. Love to share about the game, talk about other games, and just generally be good people having fun together.
Yeah, and we all make fun of each other too. Don't worry about it. But it's all good fun. But getting to the competition part, what did you think about all these teams when they started creating teams for the Dash League?
So I know the Dash League kind of rose out of the ashes, out of some drama.
Would you call it a phoenix?
It is a phoenix, man. I think it's beautiful what's coming together here, and it's still little. It's a newborn. It's growing, but I think the competition is going to be really good for the game overall, and I think it's going to really help the developers see what this can become. Because there's a lot of games out there in the VR world, that are shoot 'em ups and stuff like that, and people play them and whatnot, but there's not really big communities around them.
Yeah, not like this. And
Not like
or
this.
maybe there is, but I've never been a part of it or wanted to be a part of it. But this is the only reason why I joined Discord, was to say, hey, this is a great game to the developers. And then they've been totally, I say it, they take feedback pretty well, and they use the good stuff and say thank you to the bad stuff, but no thank you.
Yeah. And then they surprise everyone with something that everyone's like from left field, and they're like, "Okay, like I mean, remember Gray had those walls? Do you even remember that they had those?
Yeah, yeah.
And now they're gone. And there's people coming in, they never even knew there was a wall there. And I'm, kind of sitting here, and I'm like, I kind of miss those walls.
And then
It was like a nice little aspect, but now it's it's starting to fade.
remember down the rails underneath, they had the walls over there too in the base.
Oh yeah, oh man, when I first went down that gray rail down to get where the shotgun is, and like there was a bot after bot after bot jumping through. I thought it was a glitch. I was about to record that and submit it to the feedback channel, and it wasn't, because it came out of nowhere, killed me. So finally I got back there and realized there was that hallway. So
And then,
very interesting. I guess I had to do that with dropping the wall, I guess.
I mean, they're just trying to make it more fast paced and more. I would.
They want to make it more fast paced to just drop a bunch of dashes when you spawn.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I was gonna say more fair, but that's not real fair. But right now, from the current update, Alpha 6, what is your favorite and least favorite feature that came out?
I don't even know what kind of features came out. I mean, I guess there was the death match, which I'm just starting to get into. To me, it brought a lot of kind of nerfing. It nerfed that shotgun. I just in Alpha 5 was like, all right, I'm going to roll with the pistol and the shotgun, see if I can do some damage. And I started really owning some people with that. So when they nerfed the shotgun, I'm like, all right, I guess that's out. I'm just going to go back to standard pistols. And, so I think they just did a lot of load balancing with Alpha 6.
I like that they added deathmatch. I love the colors and all that stuff. I just hate that they still haven't added no SMGs to the yellow map.
My problem is,
or gotten rid of yellow map.
I need to move the blue and the red, because every time I see blue or red, I don't shoot them because I'm thinking, oh, they're on my team. But I agree with you. It looks like the Power Rangers running around just killing each other.
So let's go back to the when you got into hyperdash. So you got into the dash, you got into the league, you got into the team. Now you went up. I think you guys were the first ones to come out the gate with a scrimmage, right? Or weren't you guys the first?
Yeah. So other Gatsby and Awe, we went up against them.
Yeah.
And it was, I think we're like, let's just get one of these under our belt so that we can understand what this competition really looks like. Because we've all played in servers where there's some good guys on either side of the fence, but never really in full servers with top players.
Yeah.
And so that was really interesting. And ever since then, UNSC, we've been doing practices and strategizing and talking on Discord after our practices and before, and kind of breaking it down. And definitely feels more than just a game when you're playing it at a competitive level, because you're just like, there's all these different aspects, and you're like, how are we going to go into this and win it?
And you guys have been about it. I like that. I appreciate that, because I hate when like everything's like real loose and talkative. I like when people are just like, yo, let's do this. Let's settle it. Let's get out there. Let's handle it. If we lose, we lose. We win, we win. Let's get it done. And you guys have done the scrimmages right away. You guys have done the matches right away. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, and it's only going to get crazier from here on out, because more and more teams are coming together and getting going and stuff like that. So I know Lateralist has been talking about seasons and stuff like that. So we're still kind of in this like flux space where, I'm not even sure when it will end. Or if it more for one day, everyone just get wiped back down to zero, crowns removed, and start off in a new season. But it'll be interesting.
I don't know what any of that means, but I just know you guys tell me to record, and I look and I push record. That's it.
I love it, man. We were getting some good props though on Discord. I had a couple people hit me up, say they liked our counterbalance of each other and commentating last night. We worked well together.
I need a guy who knows what he's talking about. I realize that, everybody. I understand. I'm trying my absolute best, but I appreciate you and anybody else who helps me out in this situation. But if you want to join me more often, hell yeah, man, join me.
Yeah, I'm down for doing a couple more matches, definitely for sure. I think Lateralist was also onto something about getting some fixed points that you can jump around to,
Oh yeah,
so that you could be like, oh, if you're on A or B or C, so you don't have to fly that drone, which is like the Cadillac of movement
yeah.
in hyperdash.
For now.
And for now, so hopefully they get that speed boost on the drone, and then maybe some quick access points or something.
Yeah, they do those hot points. That'd be awesome. We could just switch them like they said, like the follow. Just switch the
Yeah.
characters, just drones 1, 2, 3.
I also want you to be able to switch to the team players, just as quickly.
Oh yeah, so like you said, map them to a number and then go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so you got like team players 1 through 0 here. Those would be all the players, and then A, B, and C on the keyboard should just take you to those points, pretty quickly, and then maybe give you some ability to custom map some different spots and stuff. Because I think ultimately, when it comes to competition and games being successful and esports, a lot of that is about spectating.
Okay.
And I'll tell you something, man. I'm not into sports. My wife will tell you. She just laughs at me. She likes to watch college football, and I don't watch baseball, football, soccer. I'll go to the games. I like the live sports, but watching on TV, I just could never get into that. And but lately she's like, what's going on with you? All you want to do is you want to watch you're not even playing hyperdash. You're just watching hyperdash. You're drinking beer. And I'm like, I think I finally found my sport. This is it. Yeah. I could drink beer all day and watch this. This is great.
I hope it looks good on that end. I don't know what it looks like, but yeah, I get what you're saying, dude. This is more exciting than any basketball game that I've been to live, except for playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, this is, something that you can watch, and, if you've played a little, you can appreciate it. And I think that's ultimately, which is really interesting about esports, is, I'm sure a lot of us grew up playing some sort of sport. Maybe we even played in high school. But later on in life, it's not like you're playing pro football or pro basketball or pro baseball, right? What's cool about this is you can watch this, and then you can go in and you can play the same maps that the pros are playing, and you can see what they're, what it's like, what they're up to.
And what I really like about this video game, above all, compared to let's say Call of Duty or something on a console, is that you have to move around. So not only is it a game, but it's also physical. So you have to be in a certain fitness or a certain conditioning to be able to hold your arms up, because they get tired, man. My arms get tired. I don't know what the fuck I need to do. Some weights or something and hold them up.
Yeah, it's funny. Remember the clan was talking about how old everyone is. Mm-hmm. And, one guy's like, oh, I think I'm the oldest one here. I'm 27. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh, shit. I'm definitely much older than 27. And I hear you on the physicality of it, man, because after 3 days straight of hyperdash, I don't think I could lift my arms up higher than this.
Exactly.
And I credit hyperdash for me getting back into working out. So now I'm foam rolling, I'm doing mobility workouts, I'm hitting the Peloton, I'm doing strength training. And my wife's like, this is awesome. I like what's happening here. But then I started watching hyperdash and drinking beer and eating chips. And she's like, all right, so it's starting to balance itself out. But
oh no, man. Oh no. Yeah, get that Your Fitness app and engage yourself and be like, look, I have results.
I did have that, but then I had to get rid of it because in hyperdash, my controllers started flying off into the air.
Oh no!
Every which way, and guns are just shooting, flying around and stuff. And I was like, it took me forever to figure it out, but it was Your Fitness.
Oh wow!
Because they're putting in a lot of processing power and tracking that stuff. And battery drainage was pretty big too.
Maybe that's a technique that somebody has. Like they get a rubber band and they set their pistol to shoot and they throw it up in the air and they're like da 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 da.
Yeah, that could be something too. If you could figure out how to keep your gun pointed right at the control point, you could be up on yellow looking down. Someone jumps behind you, you pull the other trigger, your gun's back there.
I guess if you have a 2-story lobby like Rich Dope Family does, then you could do that. You just throw it up in the air.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just pass the controller to the butler, runs it over to the other teammate, so he's got 3 guns going.
Hey. So getting into the teams, man, and getting into the competition, I already asked you what you think of the competition, but where do you think you guys are going to land after a few games, dude? Because TBD is surprising me how like meticulous they are at getting in and out of the game. Like they're not very very quick or fancy like 4DV was, but they're nice. They're nice. What do you think
Yeah,
about
I
the
think
competition?
we're going to be one of the top competitors in the league.
Okay.
We're pretty dedicated, and working hard, practicing, scrimmaging, stuff like that. So, but there's tons of good teams in this league, and I don't want to badmouth anybody because there's really nothing much to say so far. But HH has teams, players, and I think like 4 of the teams now.
Yes. We're spreading we're spreading like herpes on everybody.
We are. We're like eventually I think we're
lips
maybe
across
infiltrate some of the who knows, maybe we're in the 4D team. I'm just kidding. But I think that's kind of goes against what Lateralist was saying. I don't think people were really getting it when it first started, but I think when we get to seasons it might be interesting to see if people mix up the teams a little bit more across the clans, because like he was saying, there's only about 3 or 4 solid clans are active every single day. And so to have those different teams mix up of different players, it's good, but it does get a little crazy inside our Discord because, we're doing a practice with HHI and we had Gatsby was in there and CT, who's on UNSC, was like, oh, all right, guys, we're starting off. Here's the strategy. Do you guys know the positions? And I'm like, whoa, CT. Stop. You can't be giving away UNSC trade secrets here, man, to the other guys. And HHI might be listening.
Yeah.
So the competition, especially in the house, has been interesting. But I think I did a faux pas where I said good luck to HHI, and 1887, called me out for, not saying good luck to the other guys because there's 5 HH on that team too. So.
Damn.
It's interesting, yeah. But I think ultimately, man, it just comes down to fun. People need to not be afraid to lose. They need to get back up on the horse if they do, and get back out there, practice more, and scrimmage, and just have fun.
Now let me ask you that. That's a good point because there's so many team members on every team, but you can't be like, oh, I like this team, I like that. You gotta kind of have favorites, right? Is it right to have a favorite that maybe includes one of your clan member or none of your clan member? Like, what if I like a team that has no clan members in it? Is that wrong? What if that's my favorite team?
No, man, I don't think that's wrong. I can never remember the 4D team names. I think it's like 42D2 or what was the one that went up against TBD?
40V? No, they went up.
Was it Vader? Vader, yeah.
Vader, yes.
I'm just gonna say Vader's, yeah.
Vader.
So Vader has Garbage Man on there, and I like Garbage Man. I played a lot with him recently. And
I love his name. I love his name.
Yeah, I just picture him just picking up the trash and taking it out. And I think he's got a couple kids that play on his name too from time to time. He's a solid guy. Actually, maybe he doesn't. I might be mixing people up now.
Hey,
it's hard to keep everyone.
But the point is like, does that have any HH guys on there?
No, that's all 4D people, I believe.
And then that's the team you like, or what? Besides your own?
Yeah, I like Garbage, and I think they did well in that. That was that match where they were capturing yellow like super quick, right? That was Vader.
No, that was 4DV. The
4DV. Man, yeah, I'm gonna start a petition here and have them change their names to be maybe a little bit different. Get those 4s out of there so we can figure out which one's which.
Hey, with my condition, it wouldn't matter. I'm still gonna get them wrong. I'm like an old lady. I can't remember anybody's names. I'm so dumb. But,
you might need a secretary to join you so she can just slip notepads of paper to you.
Exactly.
Remind you what to say.
Hold up cue cards like, this is so-and-so. This is so-and-so. Hey, but shout outs to other guys. They sent me some information about their team that helped out a lot. They gave us information to tell people as the match was going. That was cool. Maybe I get that from you guys.
Sorry, what? You wanted some from us?
Yeah, like maybe like for your next match, you get some information about your team and each member, and then we can
go into that Discord channel where who we are, and you're going to get a lot more information in there, about all of our guys.
Oh,
but
we'll
definitely throw
that stuff is a little bit personal. You don't want me spewing that on the Dash League broadcast.
Pick and choose.
Okay.
I'm an open book, man. You can say anything about me. But yeah, UNSC, we're a good team. We're spread out across, I think, 3 different time zones. Probably a couple guys in each time zone. So that's been interesting to deal with all that. And, we're all just solid players. We've got young guys, we've got old guys, we've got people coming in, telling us, different strategies and stuff like that. So everyone's very talkative. I love our practices. Everyone wants to just showcase, like, oh, this is what you should do here. This is what you should do there. Everyone's passionate about it. And I love that. And, to your point of, not being loosey-goosey, I'm definitely like a captain who is trying to, herd everyone together so that we can put together good strategies.
No, I like that, obviously, because it's, just get it done. If it comes out bad, at least you tried and you move on and you make it better the next time.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Nobody ever looks down on you that you started out bad and you ended real good. Nobody ever gets mad at you at that. Trust me, I've done it 1,000 times. But it's that you have to either continue improving or, you can't fall back either. But I remember back in the days when we had the HH and I was doing the recording, and I remember you trying to get all the HH guys' attention. You're like, hey, I'm the one that's going to talk. Remember when you guys went up, I think, against Puff?
Yeah. Radio, try to get some radio silence and, not be over. Calm organization has been something that we've also, I think, have excelled at lately.
Hey, but that's what I knew right away. Like when you were a captain of a team, I was like, of course he would be. Of course he would be a captain of a team. Because I remember that match against Puff. You were like, hey, trying to get everybody's attention and get the match started.
Yeah, I'm definitely that type of guy who likes, certain rule, likes the rules. I'm telling people to get out of the control circle because I don't want anyone tapping that control point before we're ready. I want everything to kind of be as fair as possible going into it.
Yeah,
so that we can just have a good match. Where nothing's, offsides or imbalance or anything like that. So
yeah, that's what I'm all about. It's fair. And then you said about ideas is like, that's all I'm about too. If you have a good idea, I don't care about egos. It doesn't have to be my idea. If you have a great idea, tell it to me and I'll give you the credit, because I'd rather improve than to be mediocre or fall back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's a team game, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's, the approach with the captain role is that I'm not, like the quarterback in high school, I'm running around with the cheerleader on my arm or something like that. It's more just to kind of keep everything organized, help the team out, make sure we've got all of the stuff visualized and, scheduled and running, all the organization administrative stuff. Then get out of the way.
What if they did a Royal Rumble, like where you can have a ref in the match and you could just start like grabbing people and throwing them over the ledge and shooting people and all kinds of stuff?
I would totally be the ref. I would love that. Yeah.
What?
I'd be like, you're out. I'd be throwing flags.
Yeah.
Blowing the whistle, calling the play.
They're going to add a ref soon, watch.
People would hate me. I'd be such a stickler for the rules.
And then whatever name you pick has to be your name for the rest of the game, because then you keep changing it because people keep hating you.
Yeah. Yeah, just, that's thankfully for VR. They don't know who exactly the ref would be. It'd just be me every single time, different name though. Yeah.
What would you like to add to hyperdash to make it improve, like to make it better? If you could do anything to it, first of all, anything at all.
I don't know, man. I think sprinting. I understand why it sucks up your dashes, but there's a part of me where it's just like you're just a little too slow. Maybe not give you more dashes, but maybe just increase like how much sprint power you have. I think that would be kind of nice. Because there's so many times where you're just stuck in the middle. It's like being a dead boat in the middle of the water. You just can't do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm terrible with counting my dashes, and I always get caught up in shot.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I have, with the Quest, you can have more room to move around. I've got a pretty decent sized play area. I've definitely have walked into the wall a couple of times where I'm out of dashes and I'm like, oh no, I can move. And then boom, there's that wall.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful.
My controller is cracked, and the only reason I don't want to send it in because it takes forever to get a new one.
Oh dude, it doesn't, because I broke my right one. I broke the ring.
Yeah.
With that wall I was talking about. And I got up on Facebook and ordered a new one. It was here in 3 days.
Wow. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I just got my DAS. It finally came in the mail. It was on back order, and I got it. I just need to get the clips and everything, and then I'm going to hook it up and turn that on. But I see how comfortable it looks. It's amazing.
Well, what about you? What would you add? Obviously 32 bullets, fast reload, and SMG on yellow. Other than that, what would you add?
More maps, maybe customizable.
Yeah.
I understand why they don't let you play, like, let's say deathmatch on payload maps, because those are, you have to have specific maps for those different game modes.
Mm-hmm.
But more maps, and they've done a lot. But I like to dash up. Somebody said dash up, and I really like that idea, to just dash up.
What do you mean by dash up? Oh, dash, just like jump up in the air.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Something like that. It would be awesome. Shout outs to whoever came up with that. It wasn't my idea, not original idea. I forgot.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm pretty happy with hyperdash where it's at. I want more of the spectator controls and all the stuff that we've talked about previously here. I think that's really going to make this game, get out there and excel. And I would love to see this become an esport where people can compete for money and, much more serious competition. But with, money online, that always brings that.
I mean, I don't see why not. It's a physical game. It's a fun game. It looks good if we could do it right. I don't see why it can't be a legit esport or the first esport. It's real good. And the developers are real good about doing stuff, about listening to people, and like I said, doing stuff. But it's only when they have good ideas. I have terrible ideas. That's why I haven't gotten rid of Yellow Map yet.
Well, you haven't given them something to replace it with, man.
Yeah,
you can't just complain about it. You got to be like, okay, you got to, instead of yellow, I got an idea for a purple.
You're right.
Purple rain.
Purple
talking
be nice.
About the physicality of VR, man. I'm really excited about this because I grew up in the day of the original Nintendo, Sega Genesis, stuff like that. And besides that mat that you would step on to do the racing, the track and field games.
Yeah.
You're just sitting in front of a TV, not getting any exercise in. So I'm excited about VR with especially the younger generations where they have to be kind of moving around and not just, sitting on a couch. I think that's going to be very beneficial.
And there's so many models coming out now that so many companies are coming out with self-contained models. It's incredible. I think a lot of them are going to be working off of the PC or Steam VR format too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think, was it HTC or was it Qualcomm behind the Snapdragon basically released all these partnerships, and all of these standalone headsets are just blowing up in Asia right now.
Yep. Samsung's coming up with a small unit that looks like steampunk, but they're VR goggles.
Yeah. It will be interesting. I think I definitely will be owning a couple different headsets from here on out once those things kind of come out for different things, because I like the idea of doing my work in VR. I just, the Quest is so front heavy, and I haven't gotten my counterweight set up yet. But, VR is just going to be, it's just going to take off.
That little setup that Jax told me to do, it was amazing, man. It was awesome. Like, it really worked, and it costed like $15-20.
Yeah, you guys don't talk about that stuff, and I'm almost there because I got it. I think Rebuff Reality does a power one, which is for the Quest. It goes right on there. Mm-hmm. But I remember one day I really needed battery power, and all I've got is this hunking beast.
Damn, how much does that weigh?
This ain't. I mean, it's a couple pounds. It was like a pound.
Imagine on the back of your neck. Shit.
Yeah, right. Get that back there. Just so. I put this in my back pocket and ran the cable up through and Velcroed it to the top and stuff. And I was playing with that. And this cable was just, I wasn't tripping on it, right? Because it was just there to my pocket. But that's when I realized, like, anyone who's playing with a cable, man, props to those people.
Yeah.
Especially when you find out, like, some of these, awesome players in the game who are just taking you out left and right. They're just playing with a cable system. And they're like in a 3x4 foot area.
Yeah. And
they're not even moving around.
They're using joystick to turn around and move around with.
Yeah, they're just using joysticks, turn around. They're, and I'm sitting there and they're just like, oh man, it'd be so amazing if I could just turn 180 degrees to the left and shoot somebody. And I'm like, that's what I do. I don't know what you're talking about. So
buy that. You gotta get a Quest. Get that right now.
Get the Quest. I think they're back in stock.
Yeah, in and out. I keep
no
posting.
Excuse.
Hey,
No
hey,
excuses.
hey, speaking of Oculus, before we get into you talking about your gameplay, because you got so much time with you.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna create some sort of special website, right? I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'm gonna create a VR accessory website. One of the things that this has really become a hobby for me, so I probably have spent a lot of money, maybe too much money, on just different accessories and stuff like that. But I'm going to YouTube, I'm going to Reddit, I'm looking at VR upload blog and stuff like that. But I'm just tired of having to piece all this stuff together myself to figure out like which one's the best one. Are there any alternatives to that and stuff like that? So the website is basically, you can go in there, you select your headset, you select either controllers or the
Oh no.
that exists for like grips or power packs and stuff like that.
And there is a bunch of accessories.
Think of it more like a
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, because you cut out. I didn't catch that last one. What'd you say in the last part?
I was saying it. Think of it like just like a catalog of all the different accessories that exist, so that you can quickly see what's going on, what's in the market.
And that's exactly what I appreciate, because there's so much, but you don't really know about it until you start looking for it, and then Google knows you want this stuff, and you start getting a little bit more. But there's no central location yet for all the accessories and different stuff out there, which would help a lot.
Yeah. So hopefully that we're going to be launching that within the next 3 to 4 months. Long time frame, but it's a side project. So
and
just gathering everything now.
And how do people invest in this website?
You just send me money, and then when we make profits, I'll send you money. Exactly. It's very, very low key, under the table, no lawyers.
So send money to this PO box in a brown paper bag.
Exactly. Yeah.
The PO bag's flashing down on the screen.
Yeah. Make sure you also call this number. No. So yeah, once it gets up and going, we'll throw it out there to the community and stuff. And I hope it just acts as like a good resource for people, because sometimes you see a good idea out there, but somebody executes on it maybe a little bit better, a little bit more to your liking. I'm still actually I'm hitting up, I'm so far into this that I'm hitting up VR cover. Just launched a silicone cover for the face mask. Yeah. But they still have that annoying nose, like the light bleed blocker. Yeah. And for someone who wears glasses, just maybe has too big of a nose, that thing just is really uncomfortable. So I'm like, can you make one without the nosebleed? Just do the silicone. So they're like, they got back to me and they said they'll see what they can do. But we'll see.
That'd be dope if you can convince them. But yeah, I know what you mean. I got that free one from that fitness app. I don't know what it was, but they were giving away free ones with the trial.
Supernatural.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I got the free one, and it's pretty good. But I understand what you mean with that bleed flap. It just tickles my nose.
Yeah, and I think people are just too sensitive to the light coming in there, because once you get into the game, you don't realize that at all.
No.
And then you need that nosebleed, because you get text or something like that. You need to walk over, grab a sip of water. You need that, little view out into the reality.
But now I finally figured out how to actually double tap the side. I was doing it wrong. I was pressing the whole button instead of just tapping. I'm dumb, I know, but it is what it is.
I had to turn that off, man. I just kept knocking myself out of hyperdash every time I go to adjust or something, like wipe some sweat. All of a sudden I'm back in, my reality and dying in virtual reality.
Hyperdash gives you side effects of thinking you could dash in real life and kind of being disappointed when you can't.
Dude, so disappointed. I mean, after the first 3 days, I'm just walking up the stairs. I'm like, this takes forever. This is annoying. They just fixed this in Alpha 6, though, by the way, and I don't think anyone really realized it. But in Alpha 5, if you were standing, you could hit seated mode, and it would make your character go a little bit taller, maybe by like a foot, but it would put your viewpoint way up here.
Yep, they'd be on tippy toes, right?
Yeah. Well, you'd be on tippy toes, but your viewpoint would actually be even up higher. So someone who's like regular 6 foot in life, you felt like you're petting them on their head, that they were like 4 feet.
Wow.
And I played a game like that. And after I got out of that game and back into real life, I mean, I felt like I was walking on stilts for about a day and a half.
Wow.
It really definitely messed with me.
And did they finally fix that, or is that still going on?
No, they fixed that. So if you have seated mode on and you're standing, you don't get any taller. But I will say this: I was noticing like you could do that on payload, and the shield on the payload was a little bit shorter. So they did two things. They got rid of the standing mode glitch if you were already standing, and then they raised the shield up a little bit more. But before that, in Alpha 5, the shield was lower.
Yeah.
Then you would put the seating mode on. You're up here, and so you could just be capping fools with a full shield in front of you as they're coming down in front of you, thinking that you can't do anything because you're in front of that, behind that shield.
So let's get it. I want to talk about your gameplay that we recorded earlier. But what do you think about the match that's coming up with what is it, 4DV and the developers?
I don't know what to think about that, man. I've never seen the developers play that I know of. Maybe they play under different names and stuff like that, but. And then I think we saw 4DV play a little bit. That was them on yellow. Is that what we were saying? They were just capping left and right.
Yeah.
I think I even played in a practice with them one time. I think Odd was calling some people to like come join, and I walked in without any warm up, and I don't think I ever really saw any color in that game because I was just consistently dead with the gray screens.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I don't know, man. I mean, 4DV, they seem awesome. They are the advanced team of 4D. Up against the people that created the game.
Exactly.
I have no idea.
Now let me ask you this: should that match count towards their stats in Dash League?
No, because the dev team's not in the league. Not in the league.
What if they appear in the roster all of a sudden?
If they appear in the roster and they want to compete against everybody else, then I would say let's count it. But I don't think the dev team, they're too busy trying to make this game even greater to be continuously competing in Dash League, but it would be awesome.
What if the developers are TBD or something like that? Like they're just in hiding.
I don't know, man. I don't think they're RDF. I think RDF is somewhere here in America, but I think what the developers should do is they should open up a server somewhere in Moscow. Somewhere where they get a better ping than everybody else, and be like, we'll compete against anybody. Or maybe I feel like for some reason, I don't know. I have nothing to back this up, but I feel like they're in Brussels or something.
Yeah, that's the time zone that we're all working with.
Yeah,
on this booking.
So they should just open up a server in their office, and then everyone can compete against them where they have zero ping.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be fair. I don't know. I've never seen them play. I've seen them chat about talking about playing good game, but I've never seen them play. But
yeah, me neither.
I get killed so many times, it's not funny. I
got to believe it's got to be much like everybody else's work out there where, like I'm a web developer, right? So our website is okay, but it's not as good as the websites that we build because, our website always comes last. Or like they say, the painter's house doesn't look as good as the work that he does.
Of course.
So I'm thinking these guys might be, probably good at the game and stuff like that, but they might not be the best because they can't spend every day playing it.
Bro, we're realizing that the youngest kids are the ones whooping all our asses.
Right? Hey. Well, we'll see. I mean, we haven't faced 4DV yet.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
the day they do, we do, and if they whip our ass, I'll agree to that.
Let's get to this action that we recorded earlier.
All right.
Let's just talk about it. We can talk about what we see and some of your skills, what you like to do. So right off the bat, this is Orange Payload. What are your thoughts on this map?
Man, Orange Payload, we kind of joined in late in the game. The payload's already kind of pushed up here. It gets really difficult at this point. I'm a huge fan of Blue Payload. I think it's way more balanced. But Orange Payload, you really start to, making it to that arch is an accomplishment in and of itself. But to get from that arch to the actual endpoint, it's a beast of an effort, especially if you're playing in a public server and there's a lot of guys that, maybe they're not as skilled. And I think at one point we dropped from 5 down to 3 while pushing this.
But what's crazy is the new people coming in. They're really good at this game. You think that's some ringers, people that are like they're really good at the game, but they change their name, or you think they're brand new people that just have skills right off the bat?
I think there's a lot of people out there that are changing their names and going into servers a lot more than you think there might be. But I think there's a lot of good, people coming up, new up and comers that are just, picking up the game pretty quickly. Yeah. So here, I think I might have jumped down. This is maritime.
Gotti.
I think we might have missed it in the beginning. I jumped over to the right, kind of got under their spawn. I was waving at you, and I was, hoping for somebody to come out. But eventually, I feel like I realized that they were all near the payload, so I was able to go over there and take them all out.
No, I didn't catch that.
But yeah, orange, payload. I love the concept. I love pushing that payload, man.
We got him. Try to run for that dash, and you got him. He didn't even see you.
Yeah.
Or her. We don't know if it's either or.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Like, honestly, the more you can dance, the more you can run around, I feel like the better off you're going to be in a game like this.
This game is also. I just thought something. This game is also awesome because of the diversity in this game of women and men. And,
Here we go.
And everything, because everybody could play it for more or less, except for a few trolls that suck. Look at, there's you dancing, and look at I bring in the camera to watch you.
I'm in here all by myself. I'm like, what's going on?
There you go, killing it up. I think I do a replay of that shit because you got 3 kills. See?
Yeah.
Replay.
I'm like, where is everybody?
1 kill, 2 kills, and 3 kills.
Yeah, that was a solid cleanup right there, and not one. I don't think anyone on my team actually pushed the payload forward after that. I don't know what was going on there, but I will say this: there's a lot of newcomers coming into the game. I remember I was going up against a 40 Yeet kid, and I was like, "Oh, let's go toe to toe on yellow," and this guy Throne